What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am back bringing you the 4-month update for my LINX procedure. Damn, I still have the Nissen in my head. With the LINX procedure and the LINX implant, with the Nissen fundoplication takedown. As you guys know, I didn't have this. This is not my first procedure for my GERD issues. This is my second procedure. The Nissen fundoplication. My first one lasted exactly 2 years until I had to get that taken down because it was causing me way more issues than it resolved after 2 years. So the way I want to do this video, I'm gonna get into the cons and then the pros of the LINX procedure. I'm trying to make this video under 15 minutes if I can. So I guess we're gonna get first of all into the veggies, right? The cons of my symptoms. So the reason I had to get a LINX implant and the Nissen fundoplication takedown was basically three reasons, right? For me right now, it was the regurgitation issues that were really really bad, and they got worse over time. The acid, which was minimal, but it was still there, and in certain occasions it did really bother me. And then I guess there was a link between my heart raising and having diaphragm issues with the Nissen fundoplication, a whole mixture of things. So that was my third concern. If you guys seen my other videos, I talk about that a lot, and I get into that extendedly. So for the GERD, for the regurgitation, I should say, unfortunately, I'm still suffering from regurgitation issues. Um, it's been 4 months, and from what I've read and from what my surgeon has told me, that after 4 or 6 months we should know how if the surgery was successful or not. And as of right now, I'm still suffering from my regurgitation issues. Um, and this is it's not that the LINX is not working, but from what I'm thinking and from knowing my body, I feel like maybe is not as tight as it should be. But I don't know yet, because regardless of what's gonna happen between these next 2 months from to meet the 6 month deadline, I still have to wait a year. That's what the surgeon recommended me, because from his studies, there were some patients that got better even after 6 months. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be one of them. Of course, I'm staying skeptical, but I'm hoping for the best, right? Um, so so regardless, I have to wait a year whether I have to either get another surgery or I have to get another LINX. I don't know yet. I don't know that part yet. So of course I will give you guys updated on everything that I'm going through, and then what's going on, what's the next step for this journey that I'm going through. As for the acid, like I said before, it hasn't really been my biggest issue, but of course it affects me every now and then. I know there's a correlation in my body from my acid and my heart rate. So if I'm suffering, like, let's say for like I ate really bad food that day, spicy food or anything um fried or something, then my acid of course gets worse, but I feel my heart rate beats a little bit faster than it should. And I know, I mean, I have a Fitbit for a lot of reasons, but I enjoy having a Fitbit and knowing, what triggers it sometimes, or what causes my heart rate to act that way. When I'm getting sick, I know like a day or so prior to me actually really getting sick, because my heart rate starts going up for some reason. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'm getting sick. So I start taking precautions because of that. So the acid has been it's still there. And of course, if I'm still regurgitating food content, I'm gonna be regurgitating acid, right? The acid from my stomach, not just the food. So it coincides. They're correlated with each other. So I figure once I get my regurgitation issues taken care of, then most likely my acid would be taken care of as well. And then so guys, I apologize for I had to cut the video off, and I guess I'm gonna add this second part to it because my mom called me. So the video automatically stopped, and like it killed the vibe, right? It killed the video had stopped automatically. So I had to answer her, and I'm gonna start with the part that I was gonna talk about next, which were what it was my the physical activity part and all that. Um, it's gotten a little bit better, but that's because a couple of things. I found out a couple weeks ago that I'm still having trouble with my diaphragm area. And I talked to a chiropractor that practices natural medicine, and he practices applied kinesiology. And if you guys have seen my other videos, I've talked to you guys that, I recommended that you guys should go see a chiropractor that practices applied kinesiology. So I'm over here practicing what I'm preaching to you guys. So I went to him. I found one, a very good one in Atlanta, and uh, for some reason my stomach keeps going up into my chest cavity. Like it wants to be up here, right, instead of like being where it's supposed to be in its little area. So I've been going to him, and he's been pulling my stomach down and trying to get my stomach to stay where it's supposed to be. So that with along with my diaphragm issues, which he noticed that I do have, because he confirmed to me that your diaphragm can be correlated with you having I wouldn't say heart issues, but heart related symptoms. And I've always told myself, like, there has to be something with my diaphragm and my heart area. And I've talked to other people here from YouTube the same way, and they told me the same thing. Like they feel like their diaphragm it's affecting their heart rate, and as to why your heart, my heart at least, raises. When I do certain physical activity. So we've been taking care of that a little bit, and that has gotten a little bit better, but because I've gone to see him, not because of the surgery necessarily. So right after the surgery, though, right now I'm gonna get into the pros. Right, these are the desserts. Right, one good thing that the LINX did for me was basically the the gas that I had from the Nissen fundoplication. It was it was mostly gone. So I don't feel as bloated anymore. I don't feel full anymore as much as I used to. And one main reason is because I'm able to burp again. So I'm able to burp very often. So it's a great thing that I feel like my GI and like my function it's going back to normal. I talked in my other video. I was able to throw up for the first time in like 2 or 3 years, I believe, because of the LINX, right? Because with the Nissen fundoplication, I wasn't able to throw up. So another thing that has helped me. Well, I guess I'm gonna keep talking with the gas situation, and my gas is really bad with the Nissen because I felt like where my appendix is at. I feel like I had appendicitis, like, and when every time I would eat a big meal, or if I would get really full, I would feel so much pain in like my bottom right corner of my abdomen, that at one time I had to go to the ER or the urgent care to check if I had appendicitis, right? Because that can be very dangerous if it were to pop or something. So, and it was all because I had so much gas in my intestines and in that area. We did an X-ray, I believe, or we did what else did we do? CAT scan and stuff, and like my intestines would be like inflated basically, and a little inflamed. So that helped me. I'm able to now burp. I'm able to get the gas out whenever I eat, which is very, very good. I don't feel as bloated as much, and that pain has subsided since the surgery. So that's a really good pro to have. Another one, the LINX I know for a fact is working, but maybe I'm not sure if the LINX, I don't know if the device is tight enough, because if I start eating too fast, for example, right? A couple of days ago, I ate chopped beef, and I ate that a little too quick, right? Because I felt like my legs is working, and I'll be able to swallow the food, but it got stuck, right? So that tells me that there is pressure in my sphincter. There is pressure in my esophagus. There is the LINX is still there. But I'm not sure if it's strong enough to sometimes hold the content from my stomach to go into my esophagus. So that I'm gonna have to talk to my surgeon about. But I know it's there. I know it's working, right? It's doing its job, because if I were to eat big bites, my food will get stuck, and I feel it. And that feeling is so bad. That feeling of choking is terrible. So I take care of how I eat, and when I eat as well. That's another good part. I also the pain that I used to have on my abdomen sometimes, from the wrap Nissen, has subsided as well, because I would feel like my stomach would hurt a little bit, like that area. It would just hurt, or it would bother me every now and then. That has been really good to me. That has been it has gotten better. Another thing, another pro, it's that I'm able to eat better now. So I'm able to eat more foods that I didn't eat before. So prior to the Nissen, by the end of the Nissen fundoplication, I wasn't able to eat a lot of heavy food, or like a lot of either bread or any acidic food, because it was just so bad for me. And it wasn't just the GERD; it was just my body would feel all the effects from this area, and I would just feel bad. So now, I'm able to eat a burger, I'm able to eat fries. But for my case, there's only certain times that I eat those things, right? Because I'm trying to stay away from bad food in general. But let's say if I'm staying home, or I'm at home in a comfortable place, then I'll just eat a burger and I'll eat fries, because I know I won't be doing too much movement. I know I won't be, causing myself more stress around, or either do more walking. So that has gotten better. I'm eating, much better than I did by the end of the Nissan. And I guess from my story, you guys should take that with a little bit of a grain of salt, because I've suffered from more than just GERD issues, right? And plus, this is my second Nissan. This is my second surgery for GERD issues. So you guys should always keep that in mind. Doesn't mean just because the LINX did something good or bad for me, doesn't mean that it will be the same for you. Everybody's body's different, and this is including with the Nissen fundoplication surgery, because I've read people from the posts on Facebooks and all that. They've had the Nissen for years, 10 years, and they've never had issues with it. It bloating every now and then, but talking about in generality, like they've had a really good experience with that. So that's been much better for them. So it's just depend on the body. So what I'll recommend you guys doing is know your body, and then basically do your research as much as you can. Try to find people that you can relate to and their experiences, to see what you can get off of that, how much information you get off of that. Because the only thing you can control, and I've told other people in these videos, are two things, right? The way you take care of yourself is one, and I mean by diets, and the way the natural ways you try to heal yourself, or the natural ways you take care of yourself, right? That's one. And two, if you were to have surgery, the other thing you can control is the surgeon you pick to perform your surgery, because I think those are very important parts. And after that, everything is out of your hand, of course. When it comes to the surgery, so find a surgeon that has a lot of experience, that can relate and knows about your symptoms and how you're feeling, and then we work from there. And I told you guys in the past, for my surgery, I told them that I had heart related issues because of my gastro issues, but I'd never had any heart conditions. My heart is healthy, right? So he told me, he was like, we gotta take care of your gastro issues before, to see what else, once you want, before you get into other, looking into other surgeries or whatnot. So that's that. And I guess leading into the last part, my next plan is the next things that I'm gonna do with my life is I'm gonna go back to the surgeon and talk to him about, um, how I'm feeling and how the LINX has worked and hasn't worked for me. And of course, we're gonna do more exams and more testings to get to the bottom of this, of course, right? Because that's the only thing we can do right now, and try to get into. And meanwhile, though, I'm gonna try to keep my diaphragm in a better health, keep doing, you know, my stomach pull downs, and going to see my chiropractor so I can balance myself, because I want to get every aspect of this area, you know, better as much as I can. So I'm gonna see my surgeon, and if anything, I might make updates. I'm thinking about making more videos also on my mental health with my anxiety and stuff. As for my anxiety goes, it's gotten a little bit better. And I'm still seeing a psychologist. I'm still working on my mental health, on my anxiety and all that. I'm gonna make more videos on that if you guys want me to. Basically, I might just make like more blogs of my life, and not just updates, because usually updates I give you guys can be like 3 to 4 months apart, you know, 6 months apart. But if you guys want to hear from more from my journey, then I appreciate the comments that you guys give me, the feedback that you guys give me in my YouTube comments, and more people have been subscribing to me. I almost have 100 subscribers to my channel. So if you want to keep up with my experience, if you want to keep up with my journey, I will really appreciate that. I'm not sure what I'm gonna turn this channel into, or if I'm just gonna do videos to try to help people, period. So I guess that will depend on what you guys would want, or what you guys would like or prefer. Because of course, you know, I'm a full-time student, and I'm about to finish my degree, my master's degree in economics. So it doesn't, I'm not trying to make this my full-time job, but I would love to make it a hobby if it helped a lot of people. Because, you know, I know what it feels like. I know the struggle of going through GERD, and the mental issues, and what it does to your body over the long periods of time. And if I didn't answer any questions in this video that you might have, if you're considering about getting the surgery, or if you already had the surgery, or things that have helped me, leave a comment. I will answer to your comment. Sometimes the ladies I respond, it's like 2 or 3 days that I take to respond, but usually I'm on top of my comments, and I like to respond to people as much as I can, and I read every comment. So, you know, the little bell rings on my YouTube, and I read every comment, and I try to respond to every comment. So I appreciate you guys. I might make another video soon. I'm not sure yet, but thank you guys, and you guys have a blessed one. All right, see you in the next one.